I, Evans Kawira, do solemnly swear that the evidence that I shall give before the Senate in respect of the matters before the Senate shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. Confirm your full names and the position you hold within Meru County.
As I've stated, my name is Evans Kawira. I do represent a ward called Mitungu Ward, that is in South Imenti, Meru County. I'm also a second-term serving MCA, and I was formerly the immediate former majority leader of the County Assembly of Meru, of the UDA party in the Assembly, and I was also the mover of the last impeachment motion that was prosecuted in this Honorable Senate, and it was deemed that all the counts were unsubstantiated.
Thank you, Mr. Witness. You have sworn an affidavit that you have produced before the Senate. Confirm that it's the one appearing at page 36 of volume 1 of the governor's response. Confirm that that is your affidavit.
I do confirm.
You do confirm. Attached to your affidavit is also authority to swear, where several members of the County Assembly of Meru have given you authority to plead and swear this affidavit on their behalf. Can you confirm that?
I do confirm that 17 members have given me authority to plead on their behalf.
Honorable Senators, that document appears on the last page, just after page 50. It is not paginated, but it should be page 51. Just after 50, there is authority to swear that has been attached to the affidavit. Confirm that you have the authority of all these members of County Assembly to stand here and offer evidence on their behalf, and if that is the case, why do you have that authority?
I do confirm that members who have appended their signature have given me the authority, and this is because it's a large number that they couldn't all appear here in the Honorable Senate to testify or be witnesses.
Thank you so much. You have also alluded to the fact that you were the mover of the previous motion for impeachment against the governor of Meru. Confirm that that is the motion that has been attached to volume 2 of the governor's response.
I do confirm.
You do confirm?
Yes.
We sat here yesterday, Mr. Witness, and we watched the mover of the current motion, one Zipporah Kenya. Do you know of her relationship with the previous motion for impeachment? And what kind of relationship is there?
Yes, I know one Honorable Zipporah Kenya, the mover of the present motion, very well. And she played a key role in drafting the previous motion and collecting evidence. And also, she sat down in the small team that finally came up with a motion that was brought in the previous impeachment motion in the Senate. And also, Zipporah Kenya, Honorable Zipporah Kenya, took the position of the deputy majority leader due to the fact that once I decided to support the governor, I was removed from that position.
We are heading there, Mr. Witness. For now, confirm that indeed you took the motion for impeachment last year from the current mover of the motion, that it was indeed a motion, but you took that motion from her. Is that the position?
I didn't take the motion from her, but once the small team sat down, it was decided that the motion has to be moved by the leader of the majority party then, and that's when it became my motion.
So it is your evidence then that the instructions to move the impeachment motion last year was a party position?
Yes, I do prove, I do state that.
And by party position, what party are you referring to and at what level?
The UDA party, the leadership at the county level, since before we moved that motion, the then Secretary General of the UDA party had called me and told me that clearly that should not be prosecuted as the position of the UDA party, but the leadership at the county level insisted that it was a party affair. That is the UDA party affair at the county level.
The governor was here last year and she's here again this year. And her defense has always been that she's being targeted by the political leadership of Meru. Having participated in the impeachment process last year and now participating in this process again, but on her side, would you care to shed light on whether you are aware of any political influence from the political leadership of Meru, and if so, what kind of influence is there?
That is the position, and maybe, Honorable Speaker, I can give a little narration of how we came up with the second impeachment motion. After political leaders in Meru felt that the governor had gone rogue, members of the county assembly were mobilized upon party lines, and the first party to do that was the UDA party, where personally I was called by the UDA county coordinator then, and he called me for a meeting, and in that meeting that I attended with the majority whip of the UDA party in the assembly, we met with the chair of MP's caucus, one Honorable Rindikiri, who is also a UDA member, and also Honorable Kaduri Moronge, who is the Senator of Meru. And we made a decision that we have to communicate to other UDA members that it is the position of the party at that moment that we have to withdraw all the support for the governor within and without the assembly, and that we were to introduce a new impeachment motion that we call UDA party members or members of the county assembly belonging to the UDA party, and we communicated the same and issued a press conference to that effect. Other parties followed suit, that is Jubilee Party, No-PEO Party, Baz Party, DP. So all the assembly parties issued the same directive that members were to support the impeachment of the governor that we brought to the Senate in the last impeachment motion.
Thank you. Kindly give us the composition of party membership within the Meru County Assembly. How many members are there from each of the political parties?
The Meru County Assembly is comprised of 69 members, that is 45 elected members and 24 nominated members, where the largest party is the UDA party, but with a small margin of the majority, that is 21 members. The next party with or the minority party is the Baz Party, which has got 20 members. Then we have Jubilee, which has got 11 members. We have PNU, we have No-PEO, we have DP, and also we have independents.
So is it your testimony that all these political parties were united in the quest to remove the governor of Meru?
That is true.
And we also watched the move of the current motion on TV, saying that it is the business of the Meru County Assembly to impeach the governor. And I was quick to translate the use of the word business into the Swahili language, biashara, connoting that there was monetary benefit by people who participate in the impeachment of the governor. Are you aware of any monetary incentives by people who either support the impeachment motion or any reprimand for any person that does not support the impeachment motion?
Yes, it is true that members of the assembly do benefit financially during these impeachment processes. And because I'm on oath, I can only state that it was during the first impeachment motion that was defeated in this Honorable Senate that there was no inducement. The second one, there was a lot of inducement, and even this one, I believe there is a lot of inducement, and those who have not been in support of the impeachment motion have severely suffered on the hands of the assembly.
Let us talk about the incentives that you're talking about. What nature are those incentives and where do they come from?
For example, right now when we are here in this, during these proceedings, members have been facilitated for more than 5 days to be in Nairobi, where they draw per diems and DSAs. And also, I'm aware that during this process, members were also put into a common area where they were held.
Before you proceed there, Honorable Zipporah was here yesterday, and I posed that question to her, and she denied categorically that any of the MCAs within Meru is earning allowances for this process. Are you saying that she lied, that you have yourself received these allowances during the last impeachment, and you received the same for this impeachment?
Yes, because we are facilitated by the Assembly to be in Nairobi for around five days, where we received DSAs and per diems.
How much do you receive as members of County Assembly whenever you appear at the Senate for the impeachment?
According to the directions or guidance by the SRC, whenever members are out in a county headquarters, they draw 14,000, which is the DSA for all county headquarters. So even here in Nairobi, they draw 14,000. Then they also facilitated or given transport back to and fro from Meru.
Does the County Assembly facilitate all the 69 members of County Assembly?
Not always, unless there's a common cause. That's when maybe they can.
I'm asking for the impeachment processes that you are aware of, the second and third, last November and this one. Does the County Assembly facilitate all the members of the County Assembly?
The second impeachment motion, all members, only members who are in support of the impeachment motion were the ones who are facilitated. For this one, they sent out messages to everybody indicating that we should be in Nairobi for the Senate proceedings for about 5 days.
My understanding of the workings of the County Assembly is that you are only entitled to allowances if you are out on official duties and for a very specific purpose. Under what vote do you get these allowances?
Sorry?
Under what vote do you get these allowances?
Under what?
Under what vote? Under what?
Domestic travel. Domestic travel. It's actually domestic travel and accommodation.
For all the members of County Assembly?
Yes.
I want to refer you to page 382, volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents. Tell us the amount of expenses under domestic travels. 382 of volume 2 of the County Assembly. Are you at page 382 of volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents?
Yes, I'm there.
How much is amount indicated as having been utilized under domestic travels? Have you identified that? Perhaps we can move, as we look for it, at page 272 of volume 1B. Tell us what was the Auditor General's comment on the county government's, County Assembly's expense. Page 272, volume 1B. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
As the Auditor General flagged impeachment as a project of the county?
It is flagged as an activity of the County Assembly of Meru. Motions for the impeachment of the governor, Meru County, 2 motions for the 2 impeachment attempts.
Would the Auditor General flag a project if it had no monetary implication to the taxpayer?
No, because it should marry the financial statement, so it indicates that there was some monetary implication in that activity.
Have you now found page 382, volume 2 of the County Assembly? Tell us the expenses involved within the Meru County Assembly.
The County Assembly spent that 5.50 million on committee sitting allowances for the 68 MCAs against an annual budget allocation of 71.36. The average monthly sitting allowance was 57.63, and the County Assembly has established 27 committees.
Thank you. As I move to the next issue, confirm that each MCA that were in support of the motion last year walked away with at least 80,000 as facilitation from taxpayer, and that they are likely to walk away with the same amount this year.
That one I confirm, because the DSA's paid was for 5 days and the transport allowance of 10,000.
So if we were to look at the 49 MCAs that are in support of this motion, times 80, that would be around 4 million Kenya shillings?
Yes, on average.
Thank you. Let us proceed to the next issue. Well, we were in Senate last year, in November. You lost the impeachment motion, correct?
Yes, all the counts were not substantiated.
They were not substantiated. Tell us what transpired immediately when you lost the motion. Were there any reconciliatory efforts from your side? And by your side, I mean the members of the County Assembly that were in support of the impeachment motion. Were there any efforts to reconcile with the governor and have a working relationship with her?
There were none, and immediately we lost the impeachment motion. The following day, we met in a hotel in Nairobi, where all the 59 members and the Speaker of the Assembly were in support of the impeachment motion, together with the Deputy Governor and Honorable Mporo Abori, came together. And in that meeting, it was deliberated that members should be taken for a retreat to freshen up and maybe relax.
Do you recall the name of the hotel where you attended and you had this meeting?
Yes, Sunstar Hotel in Nairobi.
Sunstar Hotel in Nairobi?
Yes.
You confirmed that that meeting took place the following day after you lost the impeachment motion?
That is true.
What were the resolutions of that meeting?
I was just stating that it was agreed that the Assembly facilitates members for a retreat, for members to go and relax and freshen up maybe after the vigorous impeachment process that they are taken. And then immediately after that...
The retreat was in addition to the 80,000 that each of you had pocketed?
No, it was a new retreat that members...
I'm saying it was in addition to what you had
Yes, in addition
pocketed.
in addition to.
Okay, proceed.
So we agreed that we'll be facilitating for a whole week, and we went to Mombasa for a whole week where we were facilitated along committee lines. Therefore, members who had been de-whipped earlier from committees were not participants, and we did committee work for 2 days. And for the rest of the days, we sat down to organize and plan on how to sabotage the government so that it doesn't work. And that is when the time it was agreed that a petition be introduced in the County Assembly to try and impeach.
Mr. Kawira, you are using very strong terms here. Is it your evidence that members of the County Assembly at taxpayers' expense went to Mombasa and planned on how to sabotage the governor? And you're saying that on oath?
That is my evidence, and I want to say to this Honorable Senate, that is when it was agreed that a petition be introduced in the Assembly, petitioning or praying that all CECs for the county government of Meru, chief officers, the county secretary and chief of staff be impeached so that the government can be sabotaged and does not function, because we have already lost the impeachment motion.
What petition is that you're talking about, and was that resolution ever acted upon, to the best of your knowledge?
It was acted upon because immediately we went back to Meru. A petition was brought to the assembly, praying for or requesting that the county assembly conducts or an investigation on around 7 CECs. I think 3 chief officers and the county secretary and the chief of staff, that culminated to a report of the Joint Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, recommending the impeachment of or the removal from office of the county secretary and the chief of staff, and also give members of the assembly freedom, or they were at liberty to introduce impeachment motions for 3 CECs, and that was tabled in the assembly.
I want you to look at page 90 to 145 of the County Assembly's documents. That should be volume.
Page 92
of volume 2 of the County Assembly's documents, page 90 to 145. Can you take us to the place where you now term as the evidence of the resolution that was arrived at in Mombasa of impeaching, or rather sabotaging, in your own words, the governor's government by impeaching the CECs? Page 90.
Page 90 of volume.
Of the county government's exhibits.
This one exhibit for the governor.
I'll retrieve it shortly. So, as we retrieve that, confirm what transpired in actuation of that resolution.
I do confirm that the petition was brought to the assembly, and it was committed to a joint committee of JLAC or Justice and Legal Affairs, and also the Labour Committee. And the resolutions or the recommendations of the committee came up back that 3 CECs.
Before you proceed, Honorable Senators, I'm referring to volume 4 of the County Assembly's bundle of documents at page 90 to 145. That's volume 4, County Assembly's bundle of documents. But, Mr. Witness, when I look at that petition, it is signed by members of the public. What relationship is there between these members of public or petitioners and members of the County Assembly?
That is on page
90 to 145, volume 4.
Yes, the petition is signed by members of the public, but in that meeting it was agreed that members of the County Assembly look for friendly members of the public who can introduce the motion, or the petition, sorry, and one is a perennial petition in the Assembly. One, Salesio Mutuma, who has signed that petition, has introduced more than, I think, 20 or 30 petitions in that Assembly.
Is it your evidence then that these petitioners were procured by the members of the County Assembly for the purposes of appearing as if it was the public behind the impeachments?
I have stated so.
That is your evidence?
Yes.
How soon after the first impeachment was that petition brought before the Assembly?
In less than a month.
In less than a month. Was there any other resolution by members of the County Assembly to frustrate Her Excellency's government, and if so, in what way?
It was also agreed that we have to sabotage the government through the budget making process, where members agreed that they will do an itemized budget, despite of the fact that the county government has always prepared an itemized budget, and also do an allocation to their respective wards at that point.
I am having serious problems, Mr. Witness, to fathom that members of the County Assembly would sit and scheme against the executive. Are you sure of your evidence? And do you really want to go on record as a witness of events that really transpired?
That is very true, because members were very bitter, because initially they had been assured that the governor of Meru was going. So
who had assured them? You are talking of assurance.
The political class of leaders, especially those at the national level, but come from Meru County.
The Meru County. I want you to say that again for record purposes. Who, and if you're capable, you can mention names of people you think, or you know, not think, were giving that kind of assurance.
I'm saying,
Mr. Speaker, sir, while I do not like objecting, perhaps it would be important, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the witness limits himself to the evidence before the Assembly, so that he does not open Pandora's box and goes on a fishing expedition, mention names that will not be brought before you or before us for cross-examination or re-examination. That line will greatly prejudice our case unless we are assured that the names that shall be put on record will be made available for further re-examination. I am most obliged.
Mr. Speaker, sir, if I may respond to that issue. It is the governor's case that she is a victim of political witch hunt by the political leadership in Meru. Those facts have been alluded to in the affidavit of the witness. We have annexed video evidence which we will play. It is only fair for counsel to allow me conclude on that issue, unless of course I'm touching on a live nerve that he's aware of.
Mr. Speaker, sir, you may allow me in response.
Counsel for the County Assembly.
Yes,
just take your seat. You know, yesterday I gave you some latitude because the counsel for the governor rose on a point of order on the very same issue. But I gave you latitude so that we run this smoothly. Kindly allow the governor to present her case the best way she knows how. Having said that, counsel for the governor, do not veer off so far from what is already before us by bringing very new material, which then will not able the counsel for the County Assembly to respond adequately. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will be pursuing that line shortly, Mr. Witness. It is your testimony that you had been assured that the governor would indeed go home.
yes, you see what happened, Honorable Speaker. Immediately after the first impeachment came to this assembly, came to this Honorable Senate, and all the counts were still unsubstantiated, we went back to Meru, and the president of this country, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto, and the deputy president initiated a reconciliation between the assembly and the executive, and the team from the assembly and the team from the executive led by the governor, while the team from the assembly was led by the speaker, stayed here at the office of the deputy president for 3 days, and we resolved all the matters that and brought us to the first impeachment motion. And therefore, when we went back to Meru, that was maybe for, I think, approximately from February, we had a cordial working relationship between the executive and the assembly, and that is the time that the assembly approved budgets for the school feeding program, the one cow, one needy family program, and so many others. But immediately when the political class sat down and felt maybe the governor had gone rogue, they started mobilizing us, members, intimating to us that now it was time to remove the governor from the office. So many members were reluctant because initially they had a good working relationship with the governor, but now we were mobilized along the political party lines, and that is when we were assured that for sure this time the governor of Meru will now come back to Meru as the governor.
Thank you. You have alluded to a meeting that took place at Mombasa and another meeting that was convened in Nanyuki
Yes.
after 1 month.
Yes.
Kindly explain to us what transpired in Nanyuki, and if you can remember, who attended that meeting, what was the agenda, and what were the resolutions?
Just before Christmas, and when news for the famous blogger, one sniper, started circulating that he was missing, the county assembly members were facilitated to go to Nanyuki for committee work. And after finishing the committee work, 59 members who had supported the impeachment process were left for a meeting which was attended by all the MPs from Meru, the former CS for Agriculture, in the exclusion of the senator only. All the other political class was there. And we were urged and asked to remain united so that the cause that we had just lost, we can maybe later, at a later date, and we were told that is by 2024 June, the cause that we, or the fight that we had lost will be brought back, and by that time, for sure, we'll win it.
The cause that you're talking about, what cause is this that you're being urged to continue pursuing?
It was impeaching the governor of Meru.
It was impeaching the governor of Meru. Did at any time the political class within Meru County preach peace, unity, you having a working relationship with the governor of Meru? Did they do that at any moment?
At no point did anybody talk about reconciliation or peace.
How was this meeting facilitated that took place in Nanyuki?
It was facilitated by the assembly through committees. Then later, after the meeting ended, we were given cash of 20,000 each, and we were told it was for Christmas.
Who gave you the 20,000?
The speaker shared it among his members, but of course, it was from the members who had attended that meeting, the political class that attended.
By speaker, you mean which speaker? Of which?
Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru, sorry.
Yes, we are in a Senate which has a speaker.
Certainly, it cannot be me, counsel for the government.
I wanted to have that on record, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you for that clarification. It was the Speaker of County Assembly of Meru.
Yes.
Thank you. How many MCAs were in Nanyuki for the retreat?
For the committee work, all members were there, the 69 members, but for the meeting, it was for the 59 members only who had supported the impeachment process for the governor.
So each of the 59 got 20,000 shillings from the speaker?
Yes.
Might you know where that money had come from?
It wasn't disclosed, but we were told it was a Christmas gift from the political leaders who were there that time. I stated that all the members of National Assembly from Meru were there in the exclusion of the senator only. The women rep was there, and also the former CS Agriculture was in that meeting.
And you are talking about the political leadership across the political divide, not just one political party?
Yes, across the political parties or the political divide.
Were you given any timelines or any specifics on how you would prosecute the resolution that had been arrived at?
Of course, we gave all the plans that we reached out in Mombasa, and then we were told to forge ahead with them. And then for the impeachment of the governor was to be reintroduced on or around June 2024.
You have talked about other ways of frustrating Her Excellency's government. What other ways were agreed upon, if any, on how you would frustrate the governor of Meru?
The main agreement was that one will sabotage the government of Meru through the budget making process from the CADP, the CFSP going onward. And also it was agreed that there were programs that were being undertaken by the county government of Meru that were making the governor very popular on the ground, and therefore they had to be stopped. And that was the school feeding program for ECD learners, and also the one cow, one needy family program that was being carried out by the county government of Meru.
So is it your evidence that indeed members of the county assembly schemed to have the ECD school feeding program scrapped for the sole purpose of sabotaging the governor's governance within the county?
Yes, and indeed it happened in the assembly where the Committee on Agriculture tabled a report and declared that there was no policy for the school feeding program, and for the one cow, one needy family program, and it was halted, and also the school feeding program was halted by the same assembly.
Mr. Kawira, the members of the County Assembly of Meru are public officers,
yes,
paid by taxpayers.
yes.
How does it make you feel that you are part of a scheme to frustrate the very mwananchi that has elected you to public office, to the extent of scrapping the school feeding of the poor children for political gain? How does it make you feel?
It is very
and what does
unfortunate.
it say about the County Assembly of Meru?
It is very unfortunate and regrettable that public servants can sit down and try to sabotage the same wananchi who have voted for them. And it also shows the level of desperation or the laws that the County Assembly of Meru can go so as to remove from office one Governor Kawira Mwangaza.
Thank you. Yesterday, there was a clip that was played here at the Senate, and there was one gentleman who was very vocal, and the mover of the motion said that that gentleman is not a leader within Meru County. Do you recall that?
Maybe the clip can be played so that I can.
Can we watch VKM 13? VKM 13. We may, Mr. Speaker, sir, we may need an interpreter on standby. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, we may need a translator of the Meru language with your guidance.
Sergeant at Arms, kindly usher in the translator.
Thank you. Can we watch VKM 13?
Finally, as I said, I want to tell the County Assembly of Meru, we can't wait any longer. We rose in the second impeachment. Give us the third and the fourth and the fifth and the sixth impeachment. And within a month's time, we want to see the County Assembly of Meru. Give us that. Finally, as I said, that today, when Kraito Moronge, when Mwashimiwa Munya, when Kadhuri Moronge, when CS Rentore, when Motuma Ntoidhikia, when Ayubu Mundi, when Indani Kere, and the other members of the assembly will sit down and have a cup of tea and even say nothing, that today the redemption of Meru will be nigh.
We can pause there as we wait for the interpreter is here. Thank you. We can proceed with the clip.
Mr. Speaker, sir, honorable members, my name is Muthengi Mpara. I'm from KBC, Mwago FM, as an interpreter. Kindly, can we play the clip now? We are begging you to support us. And this time round, we don't want many stories.
We want to be very simple.
We want it to be very simple. We'll come to Senate. Kathuri.
I know you are there, our senator. Tutaleta huyo mama huko. Na this time round, hata sisi mtatuona kama wa mama. Akitoa kitambaa tunatoa. Okay, japezo hivyo kwa kuigelwa kiao.
And amesema, and then we'll bring that mother there and we'll be ready.
If
she cries, we will also cry as the women from the county.
So
sisi kama County Assembly ya Meru, we are determined kutaithia Meru kwa vyovyote vile.
We, as the County Assembly of Meru, we are ready to help you for whatever cost.
Actually, some of us have even made a decision.
Actually, many of us have made a decision.
Let it the Meru part only. You know, we understand Kiswahili, we do understand English.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We can proceed with the clip uninterrupted when it is in Kiswahili and English.
We are ready so that the Meru can be out of the mess that it is. So ile kitu tunataka kuomba tu, naona tuko na former waziri hapa, Mheshimiwa Munya, Mheshimiwa Kadhuri, Mheshimiwa Litura and the Deputy Governor. Batu watawangaratania.
Kindly, can we get back a little? Just that one.
Batu watawangaratania.
I can see we have a honorables here, Honorable Munya and others. Kindly don't disrupt the process. And never take us around. Sorry, kindly, a little back.
Mr. Interpreter, kindly be attentive. We are losing time.
Maybe something like that can flow kindly, just a little something. Just prepare yourself. It's you who will help us. Don't let us down. And because we're men, we can sit down and talk like elders.
So
we heard whatever you were saying with our ears.
Niwaambie rais amesikia shinda zile tuliko nazo Meru.
Thank you. Honorable witness, and I would request the translator to remain by, with your permission, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Witness, kindly explain to us, if you are aware, the venue of this meeting, who are in attendance, and what was being said. And most importantly, the gentleman who spoke first, who is he?
Yes, it was in Abario, in parts of the Gembe region, where all members of the, members of the County Assembly, the majority who support the impeachment process were there. And also other leaders were there, the former governor, Honorable Peter Munya. We had the CS then for agriculture. Our beloved senator was there also. And the first gentleman who spoke is called Mwendia Muguna alias Alaji, who is the Secretary General for the BAS party at the county level for the county of Meru.
The mover of the motion was here yesterday, and she said that that gentleman is not a leader of any political party in Meru. What would your evidence be?
He is the Secretary General for the BAS party in Meru County, and previously he also served in the government of Governor Kirito as the Director of Events, and previously in 2013 he was a nominated councillor, a nominated MCA by the BAS party in the County Assembly of Meru.
Thank you. So briefly, what transpired in that meeting? What were the resolutions? What were the pleas by the various speakers?
The plea from various speakers that we have seen from that video is for the continuation of the removal of the governor of Meru from office through impeachment.
And did you get a response to the pleas?
From who?
Did you get any response from the attendees of the plea that you had made? That rather the people speaking had made?
Yeah,
in the capacity that he holds. Is that so, Mr. Witness?
That is true.
Thank you. Let us proceed.
Nataka kusema hivi, na hii ni hamri, every MCA ambaye anasimama ama ameteua na chama cha BAS, minority leader na uongozi wa assembly, kama kunaye amehasi akaondoka njia yenu, mwambieni kimo chake kimotoni. Huyo apende asipende ataenda. Lazima kila mmoja atii amri, na leo ni amri tunatoa. Hakuna wa kusimama kando, hata hiyo kiti ulichonacho tutachukua. Kwa hivyo tunataka kuambia viongozi, wakishindwa na Kawira, watuachie sisi wananchi, tuende tumtoe hiyo nyumba yake. Ukaona libaya latendeka, zuia kwa nguvu ya mwili. Ukashindwa kuzuia kwa nguvu ya mwili, zuia kwa mdomo yako. Ukashindwa kuzuia kwa mdomo, chukia kwa roho yako, na hiyo ndio udhaifu wa imani, kuchukia kwa roho. Finally,
we can pause and have the...
Finally, I'm very excited now that Maua is not paying the cess or the tax. No one is going to pay anymore. Even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. We are going to advertise. We're going to say that there is nowhere that tax will be collected anymore. We'll never give out our money to be used in corruption during in Senate.
Hatutafanya hivyo mara ingine. Tumekubaliana kwa mikono. Asanteni sana. The Secretary.
Thank you. Mr. Witness, you have confirmed that this gentleman is the Secretary General of BAS Party at the county level.
In fact, he stated the same himself in that clip.
And where was this event? What was taking place and who were in attendance, if you are aware?
It was held at Kinoru Stadium in Meru during requirements for the late sniper. Members of the county assembly were present. Other leaders from also the National Assembly were present, and members of the public.
What is your intervention? Certainly it cannot be a point of order.
Mr. Speaker, there was an inconsistency between the interpretation, the verbal, and the whatever we saw written on the screen, particularly within that clip that relates to bribe of the Senate. The interpreter did not mention bribe, but the transcript on the screen mentioned bribe. Could that be made clear, Mr. Speaker?
Can you play the clip again? And Mr. Interpreter.
Yes, sir.
You know the Meru language very well, yeah?
Yes, Mr. Speaker,
okay,
sir.
Give us the true translation.
All right, thank you.
General
You can play to the very end. The very end, I think the last few seconds.
I'm very excited now that Maua is not paying cess or tax to the government. And they are not going to pay anymore. Even those metals should be sold like scrap metals. Those metals over there should be sold like scrap metals. And we are going to announce that there is nowhere that tax will be collected. To give out our money to go and bribe a Senate.
Thank you. We can pause there. I think for the sake of Honorable Kajwang, that is now clear. Mr. Witness,
Is it now clear, Senator, for Homa Bay? You got it clearly?
In the first instance, the translator used the word to corrupt the Senate. In the second instance, he's used the word to bribe the Senate. Perhaps I leave it to the senators to confirm whether those are synonyms.
You know, English and Meru sometimes can vary drastically.
Indeed, I can confirm that, my lord.
Proceed.
So, the gentleman is talking about selling some metals as scrap. What metals is he referring to?
It is the cess stand, which is used to collect revenue for the Meru County government.
So he's inciting members of the public, number one, not to pay revenue, and number two, to even destroy public property.
That is true.
That's true. And why is he telling them to do that?
He is alluding to the fact that the revenue collected by the county government of Meru is used to bribe the Senate during impeachment processes.
Thank you. Can we now watch VKM 18? From the beginning.
Sniper jole yale tutatembea na hii familia kwa vyovyote vile Mungu akitujalia.
The body of Sniper is over there.
Viongozi tukishikana na hawa hakuna kitu tutashindwa, tutasaidia hii familia. So familia Sniper, personally mimi mwenyewe nitafanya maneno mimi mwenyewe, na pia wabunge tutasaidiana tuone hii familia imekaa vizuri.
Na inaonekana mauaji yalifanyika na gavana wa Meru. Tunaomba gavana wa Meru leo na bwana wake wakamata leo. Mnakubaliana na mimi? Wasipomkamata leo, sisi wa Meru tutawasha moto Meru.
Si basi tutoe sandaka tuweke hapo kwa Sniper. 247 then account number 07 ndero akiro ina cash
for the one who has cash.
Na cash uneje ya
those who got that cash should bring here.
Bishop waja, Bishop Rungama.
To the bishop here. Bishop, can you stand?
Choaga mtoka yukia cash yu aroaji as a vote of thanks.
Get a place you can receive that cash.
We
go dropping that cash over there.
We can stop there for now. Mr. Witness, where was this event and who are the people that we have just watched in that video so far?
That was also another requiem held at Kinoru Stadium, requiem for the late Sniper. And the speakers who have already been shown in that clip, we have Honorable Rendekiri, member of Parliament for Bori. We have also seen another public member from Egembe. We have also seen the Speaker of the County Assembly of Meru.
What role was the Speaker playing in this event?
He is passing the mic to Wana Alaji or Monde Moguna. Therefore, I deem he was the MC of that event.
We have seen about Sadaka for a pay bill and some other forms. Kindly explain what you were able to understand.
It was money being raised for the late sniper's family, and the speaker is stating that money can be raised to the pay bill number provided, and he also states that whoever asks cash can hand it over to the bishop for the same purpose.
Was cash raised during the event, to the best of your understanding, not through the pay bill? Was cash raised? Because we see him giving a bishop that task of collecting cash. Was there any cash?
Of course, because it was in a public meeting, there ought to have been cash that was raised in that meeting.
Thank you. We have also had utterances by one person directed to the governor. Who is that individual?
I didn't capture that.
There is an individual talking about the murder of Sniper and saying that they are going to lit fire within Meru.
Oh yes, he's a political activist in Meru County.
Thank you. Let us proceed and watch the remaining part of the video.
Nderwa kiroi na cash na chwaga antoa kuyukia cash wa roaji pa thanks tutatoke kara cash wa.
The house of shame, that house of greed, called the Senate, a house of shame, a house of greed, aingeturudishia ugonjwa huu Meru, atungekuwa hapa. Therefore, I am sounding people like Kimbone Garware na wale wengine, tumbo zenu zikaongoza nyinyi mpaka ugonjwa ulio Meru, mukafanya ugonjwa huo ukakita. Shame on you, house of shame. Shame on you, house of greed. And we are ashamed that institution in Kenya, which is supposed to safeguard the interests of the people of Kenya, succumbed to a few coins, a few cents. Shetani ashindwe. Hii ugonjwa atunge kuwa nao wakati huu. Kumbukeni, Mbone Arware, I want to remind you, ulisimama mbunge la Senate, ukaita watu wa Meru waenda wazimu. Siku ya leo nataka kutadharisha, wa Meru wamekuonyesha, sio wa Meru waenda wazimu ni nyinyi. Njumba la haibu, njumba la kulimia tumba zao, ni nyinyi waenda wazimu, sio sisi. Na ine.
Thank you. I do not know whether you want to make any comments in respect to that video, but I felt that it is self-explanatory.
I do not wish to comment because it is regrettable and the ones are self-explanatory.
Now, Mr. Kawira, kindly, in very few minutes, talk about the governor's efforts. Thank you for the indication of time. Tell us,